walk off. Look at, yo, they all should have walked off, honestly. Listen, the clown world just continues the clown world. We have yet another story of why DNA testing should be mandatory at birth. And it's not just to prevent paternity fraud, but it's also useful in the sports world after a title of World's Strongest Woman has been revoked from a person that organizers found out was born biologically male. Why do I feel like we're living through a South Park episode?
I can't tell you how free I feel now that I've started identifying as a woman. Now that I can compete as female, I'm ready to smash the other girls.
Whoever at South Park Studios, was it Matt or Trey? Whoever thought of Macho Ma'am Randy Savage, whoever that, you deserve all of the money in the world, all right? But let's listen.
And is it correct you just started identifying as female 2 weeks ago?
I'm not here to talk about my transition.
What? They not here to talk about the transition. They just here to win the gold, baby, by any means necessary. Now, this is a short video from the actual event after the biologically born male won the entire competition. Now, the black lady to her right was last year's winner. Look at, this is bullshit. Can we go? Yeah, walk off. Look at, yo, they all should have walked off, honestly. All right. Now, look at that smile up there. She don't give a shit. Yeah, I am the champion. My friend. Yeah, look at her. Walk off. Look at her. You just cheesy. The insanity. No qualms whatsoever about cheating. Just smile from, I can't remember the last time I smiled like that. You heard? Now, I've been talking about this phenomenon on my platform literally for years now. And within it, I've always maintained, listen, ladies, y'all better come on my side of the court because we're supporting y'all. This is destroying women's sports. But y'all didn't listen, so look at what y'all have now. Anyway, let's go through the official news report first to see what we can learn.
A professional lifter who was crowned the world's strongest woman during a competition in Texas this month has been stripped of her title after organizers say they made the shocking discovery that she was born a man. American Jamie Booker, who officials now claim failed to disclose her biological sex before competing in the women's open category of the official Strongman Games World Championship, bested 2018 winner Britain's Andrea Thompson by 1 point. Booker took to her now private Instagram account before the controversy to thank her fans for the support, including people who donated more than $1,500 to send the athlete to the competition.
I want to say thank you to my coach, obviously, and to my gym mates for
always
the coach too me and encouraging me, and same thing to like my fellow competitors today. You are all insanely badass women, and it was an honor just to even share the stage with you.
But the celebration was short-lived when rumors started to circulate about Booker's biological sex, especially after a video on social media boosted by libs of TikTok showed runner-up Thompson storming off the podium as she cursed about the contest. A YouTube video was also dug up, allegedly posted on Booker's YouTube account in 2017, in which the weightlifter appears to admit to being a trans woman.
Everyone on Earth is dying to tell their own story, and I am obviously no exception to that. I'm a 21-year-old trans woman with a history of abuse, struggling to stay true to herself while under the rule of her religious parents.
More strong women started coming out of the woodwork to bring light to the situation. 3-time Strong Woman winner Rebecca Roberts posted a lengthy caption on Instagram, writing that even the event's organizers were unaware of Booker's alleged biological sex. What happened this weekend wasn't transparent. Okay. None of us knew. Not even the organizers knew. And when fairness is taken by surprise, trust in the sport begins to crack.
Big true.
My message is simple. Trans people belong in sport, but women's divisions must remain biologically born female only.
Absolutely.
Morgan Irons, a professional strong woman, also criticized Booker's transparency about competing as an alleged biological male.
I just want to preface with the fact that I have no ill will or hatred towards the trans community in any way, shape, or form. You are free to be exactly who you want to be in this world, as am I. But at the end of the day, this comes down to a lack of transparency and honesty. This individual competed in the women's division as a biological man, plain and simple.
Organizers of the official Strongman Games World Championship took swift action, posting an update on Instagram, claiming they had been urgently investigating the matter and that if they had been aware of Booker's biological sex, then she would not have been permitted to compete in the women's open category. Official Strongman is inclusive and proud to run events which do not discriminate against athletes based on personal characteristics. Any athlete is welcome, but it is our responsibility to ensure fairness and ensure athletes are assigned to men or women's categories based on whether they are recorded as male or female at birth. Organizers said Booker had violated the contest's rules, which clearly stipulate that athletes must compete in the category that aligns with their biological sex at birth. Booker was stripped of her title, and the places in the competition were altered to reflect the disqualification. Organizers said attempts to reach Booker had failed, and she hasn't addressed the disqualification or controversy. Thompson, the newly crowned world's strongest woman, took to Instagram to celebrate the community that stood up for women's sports. I am grateful to the team for reaching out to me, investigating and rectifying the situation so quickly, honoring the title to me, which is something we just don't see in any other sport that has faced a similar position. This means that we, as a community, are taking a stand, protecting women's sport as we have fought so hard for. Whilst I cannot say it won't ever happen again, I am confident that we will work something out to prevent it in the future.
Good. Now, what's so interesting here is that, as I started out this video and saying, make DNA testing mandatory, that would 100% of the time prevent such cases from occurring. And I think it should be a requirement now more than ever because of certain ideologies that have been pushed over the last decade and a half, 2 decades or so, that has muddied the water, which has then clouded many different facets of our life, including sports. But it's just not this either. It's in the relationship realm as well. How often do we go over content where a trans woman refuses to tell her upcoming date that they are a trans woman? Listen, whatever you want to do in your private life is one thing. Whatever you want to identify is your thing. I could care less. But when you start involving sports organizations, when you start involving children, right? Like influencing children, when you start involving other people that are seeking relationships, right? Like if you involve anyone else, then disclosure is important. This person went from smiling atop the first place podium to losing all of her aura. Speaking of aura. Quick emergency meeting. I was recently searching for my name online and found way too much personal information, which brought me down this weird rabbit hole of how that could have happened, and found out that there's companies out there called data brokers that will sell your data to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And it's a nasty, disgusting feeling knowing that there's bad actors out there selling my information, selling your information for profit. But that's why I'm recommending today's sponsor, Aura. Now, I use Aura to automatically remove my information from these sites and keep my information off. But they do other things as well, such as bank fraud and identity theft alerts, VPN access. But guys, utilize my link down in the description box down below for a 14-day trial. At least see if you've been compromised. Privacy is king in this day and age, and you should know if your information is out there. So again, utilize my link, aura.com/MTR, in the description box down below to try 2 weeks free. That's way more than enough time to see if your personal data has been exposed. Go now. Now that you're back from clicking on that Aura link to see if your private information has been exposed, go do it now. Let's go take a look at somebody's perspective that I think would be very valuable in this situation. The male world's strongest man, Mr. Eddie Hall.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to discuss something that happened at the weekend.
So at the weekend, the official Strongman Games happened, and this is a federation that people go to and compete to find out who's the best at the world in their weight class. So for instance, they have like the men's under 83 kilo, the men's 90 kilo, the men's 105 kilo, the men's open. They have the women's 63s, the women's 73s, etc. And it's an amazing event run by some amazing people. And it is also a qualifying process for Giants Live, which in turn is a qualifying process for the World's Strongest Man. So it is in terms of top tier federations, official Strongman Games, we've got World's Strongest Man, we've got Giants Live, and then we've got official Strongman Games. It's literally in that order. number 1, number 2, number 3. All the other competitions are underneath that in terms of accolade, you know? So Official Strongman Games is an amazing event, and it is there to decide who is the strongest person on this planet. One of the events hosted this weekend was the world's strongest woman. Now, I only came across this because I saw a post from Andrea Thompson, who has won world's strongest woman in the past and has held the world record deadlift, etc. She's an amazing human being. And the post, I was just getting this vibe from this post that Andrea was almost like retiring. That's the vibe I got. It was like, I'm done, you know, kind of like, this is the last time, blah, blah, blah. I can't remember the post exactly, but it just didn't give a good vibe. So I was like, something isn't right there. So I dug in, who beat Andrea? Because Andrea's a phenomenal strength athlete. Who beat Andrea Thompson? And the name, Jamie Booker, popped up. So I went on their profile. So the bio is Pro Strong Woman. She's put in a latest title from the weekend, World's Strongest Woman 2025, North America's Strongest Woman, 2nd place, Arena Classic 1st place, personal trainer DM for inquiry. Now at face value, everything seems normal, and if you go into her profile, she's put events from the weekend up, so she's got a coach, just everything like good look at Official Strongman Games, everything looks normal, like there's a bit of a training here doing sound.
By the way, I just went to go check the page and it's private.
Sandbags, 225 pound sandbags, which is 100 kilo. Look at that, mauling it, like super, super strong. 121 pound, I'm gonna assume pound dumbbell. Last set before World's Strongest Woman. And she's smashing it. Yeah, look how fast it's going up, look how easy it looks.
That's wild.
But look at the size of this lady. Like, she's gotta be 6'3", 6'4". Looking at her, I don't want to upset anybody. 170 kilo, maybe 175, maybe 180. Close to, say, 380 pounds, 400 pounds in body weight. Like, that is a big girl. Yeah. And if you keep going down, you've got some feats of strength, like deadlifting 140 kilo, like very, very easily. Let's just watch this. Look at that. Like, stiff leg. Yeah, Jesus. Next one, 141 pound dumbbell for a double. So what's that, like 65 kilo? One arm above the head. Like, just, this is a strong lady. So I asked a few of the people, like, where did this Jamie Booker come from? And then I got a response I was not expecting. So the response was like, Ed, my God, Jamie Booker is a man. No one knew. She entered as a lady, put on a registration as a lady, did the whole competition as a lady, spoke as a lady, acted as a lady, and she turns out to be a man. And then I get sent some OnlyFans pictures, which I won't put on here, but yeah, there is irrefutable evidence that Jamie Booker is a man. I've seen it myself. I've seen the thing, the tackle, the ball and tackle myself. It is definitely not a lady. So it brings...
Shout out to Eddie Hall, for Eddie is as meticulous with utilizing euphemisms as I am in order to escape YouTube's nasty little demonetization for using no words, right? He says ball and tackle, I say eggplant, right? we try to outstep the AI demonetization bot, but he's doing a fantastic job. Yeah, but he apparently they, them, zer has a OnlyFans. Ball and tackle confirms biological male.
Me onto this. Like, geez, what the has gone down? Like, wow. Firstly, Official Strongman and the people that run it, I know, are amazing people, and I know deep down they would not have allowed this to happen had they known, but mistakes have been made. And I'm going to say deceit by Jamie Booker. Jamie Booker it's almost like a wolf in sheep's clothing, isn't it? Just like in disguise. A man entering a women's strength contest. Now, if it was the other way around, so let's say a woman transitioned to a man and entered a man's strength contest, they haven't got a hell's chance, like no chance. No, doesn't matter how big that woman is, how strong that woman is. If they transition to a man into a man strongman contest, they are not winning anything. Point blank, done, discussion over. But for a man, like a low level, not even an amateur, like a beginner strongman, transitioned into a woman and then into the woman's strongman contest, they'll most likely win. Just because of the sheer strength difference. It's just human nature. It's just the way we are. It's the DNA. And this has happened. Like Jamie Booker's, I'm not going to say lied, but it's just deceited. It's not been upfront. Like, you should have been upfront. You should have said, I'm a man, I now identify as a woman, and I want to compete in the women's World's Strongest Woman. And what most likely would have happened is the official Strongman Games and the owners probably would have gone, right, okay, there's obviously a class for this. Can anybody else enter with you? And let's create a transsexual strongest person. I don't know, world's strongest person, okay? So, and most likely that's what would have happened, but it's just the fact that she's done this under the radar and deceited a lot of people and a lot of women. Now, what grinds on me is that these women put their heart and soul. Let me just bring up Andrea Thompson. So here we have Andrea Thompson, okay? And she is a sports person, silverback athlete, 2018 World's Strongest Woman opens.
By the way, it is a show, at least. If we were to get anything positive about this situation, it is a sign of the time that so many other content creators are finally coming out and speaking about this. Remember a year and a half ago, when was it? Maybe 2 years ago, the whole Leah Thompson situation, the NCAA swimming champion that was winning in a women's division, but was biologically male. And just as of recently, the NCAA said that, no, we're not going to do that into the future. But during the time, right, like a lot of people weren't even talking about it. It really was mostly male-centric content creators that were speaking about it and dealing with whatever demonetization ban hammer, shadow ban hammer that was being delivered out. But now to see more confidence in being able to state reality, right? Just unabashedly. So
2023 World's Strongest Woman, Masters 40 plus, qualified PT, online coach. And if you go down to Andrea Thompson's profile, you'll see posts of her, like this is one of the trophy. This is the post I saw. My last official Strongman Games, World's Strongest Woman 2025. Now that to me implies that this is her last time she'll be at World's Strongest Woman. Most will be pleased with second. I'm not, came for the win, but my T-Rex arms let me down on those mega stones. In hindsight, I knew loading the stones would be my weakness, but we always hope for a miracle. Congratulations to all ladies who put in a good fight. Some dark horses who I know will see again moving up the ranks. Thank you for all the support, messages and kind words I received. No time to dwell on what could have been. I'm off to Singapore tomorrow. And that was 5 hours ago, so I'm sure this is going to be after all the controversy has come to light. So Andrea Thompson, I mean, look, this is her doing the deadlift ladder. I mean, it sounds like it was a close contest. Like, Andrea Thompson is 600 a powerhouse. And Andrea has give her heart and soul to this sport. Like, she has dedicated her life to Strong Woman. She's probably worked a full-time job during the whole process as well. Sacrificed time with her partners, her kids, social life. Like, she's given her life to Strong Woman.
And even still, she didn't have the confidence, or dare I say, probably more accurately, is the support to even talk about it within that post. It would have been less professional if she did so. But now that others are beginning to speak about this, and then the organization found out and is stripped of the title, and now puts the power of the narrative back in her hands, but she didn't even address it.
Now, that's what grinds on me, is that somebody who's sacrificed so much. If that was my daughter in that situation, and she took her body to the limits, took her body to the absolute breaking point, and put her relationships at risk, sacrificed time with her kids, spent thousands of pounds on physio, food, recovery, travel, to then go a contest and lose to a man, I'd be fucking, wow, yeah. I'd be really angry if that was my daughter. And I've got daughters, you know, and I don't want my daughters to grow up in a world where that's okay, because it's just not okay. So I really feel for Andrea, and she's probably too polite, like doesn't want to have a battle online and doesn't want to get into the ins and outs of it. You know, she's too nice. But something needs to be done here, and I think I think now the truth is out, and I think now the news has come out she is a man, I have a feeling that the title will be revoked by Will's official Strongman Games, and the people that own it will do the right thing because they are good people. And it's not about upsetting Jamie or anything. It's not about that. It's just about doing the right thing. If they want to come and compete in strong man, strong woman, or World's Strongest Person, then let's have a discussion and let's create something fair and equal that allows the women to do their thing without being stamped on. That's all I'm saying. I think that's what needs to happen. And yeah, let's have a conversation. What do you think in the comments? Hit me up in the comment section. What do you think should be done about this? And what is the fix? What is the remedy? What is the cure? But for me, you know, as I say, if that was my daughter, I wouldn't stand for it.
Well, listen, Eddie, I'm telling you exactly what I think that the cure is, and I think it would actually solve a multitude of issues. Make DNA testing mandatory at birth, and whatever was assigned at birth is what's assigned on a license that then would be required to, you know, be submitted as identification to sign up for these things, not the gender that a person says that they now are. No, let's take it back to science. And you would snip this in the bud. We can all agree. Well, actually, not even all. There's people out there where they're still in this cloud of like strength differences between men and women. You know how you debunk that? The best way that you can debunk that is to say, listen, if your life was in danger and you were hanging off of a cliff and you know, and you're blindfolded and you know that there's a man there and there's a woman there and you only have one choice. And this person, without being able to look at their size, their strength, right? And you might die if you pick someone who can't lift you back up. Who would you pick? If your life's on the line, you will 100% out the time choose a man. It's not to say that every single man is stronger than every single woman, but if we were to go on a balance of probabilities, most men are way stronger than most women. Asking questions like that seems to completely disturb the world peace of some people that live in their version of reality, right? Because they're so focused on fighting for equality. They never put like science or biology into their discussions or their talking points or statistics, data. What's that, right? But yeah, obviously after Eddie recorded this video, and this video is less than 24 hours old, then the organization officially removed the first place trophy. And for that, I say, good job. Good job. I'm glad that happened. Anyway, shout out to everybody who's here with me at this portion of the video. Shout out again to Eddie Hall. Fantastic summarization within that video. I appreciate you guys for continuing to come down up in here and rock with your boy. Shout out to Aura again for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you guys utilize my link for the 2 weeks of free access so you can check if your private information is on these public websites. You at least deserve to know. Fantastic service that I utilize. Nevertheless, I appreciate you guys for rocking with me yet again. And until next time. Also, write down in the comment section what you guys think about all of this as well. Can't wait to read them. Until next time. Peace.
So, without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound with his MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.